Hello everyone. Today I'm going to make my cucumber salad. I make this, it was inspired by the cucumber salad that you'll get like in a Thai restaurant. So it's a sweet and sour and tangy cucumber salad. Now the reason I make cucumber salad is because I grow my own cucumbers. And when I tell you I grow cucumbers, I make a lot of cucumbers. Here it is, end of October, and here's just a batch that I picked just yesterday. There's a lot of cucumbers here. Now these are Japanese cucumbers. They're nice and long and slender. They're like an English cucumber. And the reason I also make cucumber salad is because we also make pickles, but frankly at this point we're all pickled out. We made so many pickles this year. Here's a jar of our bread and butter pickles, and we've made enough pickles to last us a year. So enough with making pickles, now it's time to make cucumber salad. Now if you want to make enough cucumber salad for say just one very large cucumber like this, the ratio of your liquid is going to be 1 cup of sugar, a half cup of vinegar, and 1/4 cup of water. Now I'm using, as you can see, a lot of cucumbers here. So I'm going to triple the amount of liquid. So I already have 2 cups of sugar in my bowl here. I just need to add 1 more cup sugar. To this I'm going to need 1½ cups of vinegar. There's 1½ Again, it's a ratio of 1 to 1/2 to 1/4. So that's 1½, and then 3/4 of a cup, because I'm tripling this, of water. Here's 1, that's a half of a cup, and here's a 1/4 cup. All right, here we go. And now what I'd like to do is, you need to get this dissolved really well. And the fastest way to do this is to bring it over to your stovetop and just put it over the heat. You're not going to heat this to a boil, but the heating process will help the sugar dissolve. So you can see it's a real thick sludge right now. You just keep mixing this and dissolving that sugar into the vinegar, and eventually it'll take about 5, maybe 7 or 8 minutes. Eventually all of that sugar is going to get dissolved into the vinegar, and it's going to be just a nice clear liquid. So why don't I take a break now while I do this, and we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I finished heating this up, and why don't you bring the camera over here and you can see, this is what it looks like now. The sugar is all dissolved very well into the vinegar, and it's just a clear liquid. So I'm just going to let this sit, and you see it's off the heat. You don't want this to be hot. You don't want it, you just want it to be nice at room temperature. So let's just have this sit for now while we prep the vegetables. Now I've prepped, as you can see, 4 of the big cucumbers already, and this is quite a bit, but like I said, it can last a week, and so this will definitely be enough. This container is big enough. So let me show you how to prep the one last cucumber. You take your peeler and you get the cucumber. Now here's a handy little trick. If you start on this side and you peel this, it's better than starting on your hand on the fat side. And let me explain why. When you peel this and you turn it around, it's going to be slippery. And so you'll get a much better grip on the fat side. So with that said, I always start with my hand on the narrow side, and then I just peel the fat end. Now maybe you're just going to use English cucumbers, and they're just all the same size, so then it doesn't matter. But always look at the cucumber and think about, which side you're going to have a better grip. Because now you see, you got to turn it around, and this is slippery. So that's why you want a bigger grip. Now I'm just peeling the second side. This doesn't really take that long. Almost there. Now, generally, I don't peel my own cucumbers because there's nutrition in them, in the skins. But for cucumber salad, you really do need the skins off. Anyway, so there's that. I'll just take the little tip off like this. Put this like this. Now, the next thing is we need to seed this. When I serve cucumbers in a salad, I don't seed my cucumbers, but for this, you really want the cucumbers dry. So let me show you what it's going to look like at the end. It's, well, let me just do one and you can see, but these are about a half inch thick. First thing I do is I cut it in half like this, and then I cut it lengthwise. Cut this side lengthwise. And now I just take my spoon and I just take my seeds out. You just run it like that, and you take it out. The reason you want to do this again is there's a lot of liquid in there, and you just don't want all that liquid in with your cucumber salad. So that's one. Let me just do these others really fast. Two. Here's my third one. That's three. And my last piece. Here we go. Yeah, these are small, but don't want the seeds. There we go. Now, this one, it's not that fat, so I'm just gonna leave it like this and do maybe a ½ inch slice. Add them to my batch. This one's a little fat. Like that. Look, you don't have to be exact. This one, you can see it's a little fatter, so I'm gonna cut it in like that, and then this is the other one. And there we go. My cucumbers are done. Now to this, we're going to be adding 2 other ingredients. I grow serrano peppers. Here's a couple of serranos that I picked. I probably am not going to use both of these, but I picked 2 just in case. I just kind of eyeball it. And then here's a shallot. This one's a pretty large shallot, and I think it's probably too much for this as well. But let's get into it, and I'll show you what to do. I just peel the shallot. You know what, this one, you know they have sections? I'm thinking this will be enough. So I'm just gonna, but again, we just need to eyeball it and see. Let me just get the skin off. There we go. Now, what I like to do is I cut it lengthwise like that. Now the trick with the shallots is you want them to be thinly sliced. So you can see I'm doing a very, very thin slice. You know what, even that's probably too much. You want some onion flavor, but you don't want it to be the dominant flavor. So again, you know me, I don't measure anything, but I just kind of eyeball it. So now you take this and you just kind of break it up. You see, just like this. Break it all up. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And I'm looking at that and thinking, you could use a little more onion than that. So let's just finish doing this one. Again, very thin slices. All right, perfect. That looks good. Now, the serrano. Serrano peppers can be quite spicy, but as you know by now, the spice is really with the seeds and the membranes on the inside. I don't like this too spicy, but I like it to have a little bit. So what I do is I take my serrano and I cut it in half like this, and now I'm going to want to take these seeds out. Here's a little trick that I do. I bring my knife between the membrane and the flesh, and I cut it at an angle like this, and then I cut the seeds out that way. And there we go. Let's do this other half.
see? Now, to be quite honest, I'm not real happy with this Serrano because you see it's got some black in it. So I'm just gonna cut that out, get rid of this, and let's do the other Serrano. Take that off. Let's go like this. This one looks nice. Again, you go at an angle, you cut the flesh off like that, then you go like this. And a few seeds is perfectly fine. Again, there's spice in that, but that's not going to be too spicy. Go like this, go like this, and like that. All right, now, these also, like the shallots, have to be cut up very finely. So I'm going to cut it lengthwise like this again, like this, and like this. This looks good. All right, and now I'm just going to do very, very small pieces. Let's do this one. And there you go. What is that, maybe a tablespoon? And there it is. Let's put this over here. Give my fingers a little wash. And now, what we do is we take our liquid and we carefully put it in here. Now be careful because it could spill out. So let's just very carefully do it like this. And there you go. Now you'll notice the liquid doesn't come all the way up, but don't worry about that because as these sit in the refrigerator, the cucumbers, even though I've taken the seeds out, the cucumbers are still going to release liquid. And by tomorrow, this will be nice and juicy. So now all I do is I just kind of mix it up to mix the onions and the serranos and the cucumbers. I just mix it all up. Here we go. I cover it up and I put it in the refrigerator. You want it in the refrigerator for about 1 day, and then it's good to go. And like I said, it's going to last in the refrigerator for a week, so you got plenty of cucumber salad for the coming week. Try it. I know you're going to like it. See ya. All right, so the cucumber salad has been in the refrigerator for about a day. Let me show you what it looks like now, and I think I'm ready to taste it. Do you remember yesterday I told you didn't have to worry about the liquid coming up too high? Now look what it looks like. You see the cucumbers have leached out a lot of liquid, and so it's really quite soupy, but this is perfect. So now let me give it a little taste. Put a little in the bowl here, give it a little taste. Wow, that is so good. It's sweet, the vinegar, the tanginess, you can have the hint of shallot in there, and the spice from the serrano pepper. It is so good. I tell you, you're gonna want to eat this every day. But be careful, it's really, really addictive. So go ahead and try making it. I hope you like it as much as I do. See ya.